This video contains spoilers from Steven Bomb 5, as it was mistakenly released early on Cartoon Network servers. So please, if you don't want to be spoiled, click off now. And if you've already watched this episode, please, when it gets released officially, watch it on TV. Watch it on Cartoon Network's website, support the show, buy merchandise, do something to support the show, to support the official release, please. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Steven Bomb 5 has already come and gone, granted through online memes. And while last week was for reviewing and reacting, this week will be for theorizing. Subsequently, until we get more episodes, it's just gonna be nothing but theorizing. And in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts on where White Diamond is, the cluster's true purpose, and a little bit more, and it all ties into the overlying theory, the true threat of Steven Universe, the true final villain, and what Homeworld is fighting right now. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to our Patreon supporter, Evan Knight. Not only did he pledge a tier for a shout out, but I actually know him in real life. We go to the same college. If you're interested in video games and want a new opinion on them, this man is going to be a big YouTuber someday. So check out his content, subscribe, and say, I was there before he got big. And if it wasn't for his videos, I wouldn't have known about GameStop's new Blue Yeti deal. I got a Blue Yeti Blackout Edition along with a code of Watch Dogs 2 for only $100, and it was all because of Evan. So go check him out, and if you're interested in a shout out, check out our Patreon. We've listened to you, we've heard you, we lowered the prices on some tiers, and if you head to patreon.com/roundtablevids right now, you can help out. For just $1, you can have your name at the end of the video as a Patreon supporter. For $3, you'll be entered in a Patreon raffle, and if your name is drawn from the raffle, you get to decide what video will be made on this channel. There's no limitations. For why stop at a video? You can request an autograph, drawing. You can have me, Ostrich Vox, buy you a pizza and have it delivered to your house. And for $5 or more, you can get early access to our videos. Right now, you can see episodes of Let's Talk with Tom early on Patreon. You'll also be able to see some episodes of Crystal Clear and our other shows early, and have early access to MP3s of Roundtable After Dark and the upcoming Roundtable podcast. And remember, you built the Roundtable. We're all building this together. You're not just giving us money. You're investing in not only our future, but your future and your future enjoyment from this channel. So please head to patreon.com/roundtablevids today and pledge. Now back to the theory. So what do we know about the diamonds and Homeworld? Well, we know after the Gem War marked Era 2. And we see that there's a difference in gems from Era 1 and Era 2, such as Peridot being an Era 2 Peridot.
I'm an Era 2 Peridot. I'm new. Resources are dwindling on Homeworld. They can't make gems like they used to.
We also know that there's a lack of resources on Homeworld, as stated by Peridot multiple times. Hell, when she called Yellow Diamond a message received, she stated the Earth has resources that Homeworld can use, but why? Where are all these resources going? Well, to make other gems, other weapons for a war. Now follow along, this just goes way beyond resources. Steven Bomb 5 was centered around Blue Diamond mourning the loss of Pink Diamond, and in the episode That Will Be All, Yellow Diamond came to confront Blue Diamond because she wanted her to move on. However, in the song What's the Use of Feeling Blue, a few of Yellow Diamond's lines seem particularly eyebrow-raising. First off, when she states all the uses for the gems, such as an army has a use to go fight in war, etc., she says, where's your diamond when they need her, Blue? You gotta be a leader, Blue. There's also the line of, let's make a plan of attack. For some reason, a lot of people thought that meant on Earth, but they have no interest in Earth right now. They just want the cluster to emerge from the Earth, which will destroy it. While Blue Diamond does want to preserve the human life on there, that's about it. They don't have any benefit on attacking on Earth. They're not even fully aware the crystal gems are still on there. They have suspicions, but nothing concrete. The whole point of Yellow Diamond coming to face Blue Diamond was to get her to move on from Earth, as she said, to bring her back to reality. But what's the reality? What is their plan of attack on? Who is it on? And why haven't we heard from White Diamond yet? She hasn't even been mentioned by name. What does exactly Yellow Diamond want Blue Diamond to focus on? And way back when at the end of the Gem War, Homeworld suddenly pulled out abruptly before dropping the corruption bomb. However, Homeworld doesn't seem the type to give up, unless they're forced to choose between two different kind of battles, if one battle is worth fighting over the other. And if they suddenly start another war, it would make sense why they would pull their troops back out from Earth to go and fight that other war. Why waste your resources on one thing when you can put it in another? It just seemed way too abrupt for the war to end, for it to just be, oh, we give up. They were in a hurry to go fight another battle. And then there's the whole thing with the cluster. It keeps being referenced as a geo weapon. And we know that it's a bunch of gem shards fused together to make a giant gem monster. But it's not just to get rid of the Earth. While fusing the remains of a Shatter Crystal gems together to destroy the Earth is already pretty much a middle finger to Roll's courts, Homeworld wouldn't make it just for that purpose. If they wanted to get rid of the Earth, they could have easily just blown it up. I'm sure they have some kind of weapon to do so. But instead, they want to make a geo weapon out of it. The Earth itself is just simply powering it, giving it some more resources. At least it was. until Steven bubbled it. The fact that it's incubating in the Earth, inside the Earth's crust, makes me think that it is getting some resources out of the planet to make it stronger. But again, why? Blue Diamond, who even seems to somewhat enjoy the Earth, has some kind of attachment to it because it's the only remaining thing of Pink Diamond left besides the zoo and humans, and of course all the rose quartzes, seems totally on board with the cluster. But again, why would you need a giant gem monster? And why hasn't White Diamond gotten involved yet? Well, because she's off fighting that war. She's off fighting another enemy. Homeworld's main focus isn't on the crystal gems anymore. It hasn't been for a while. It stopped being it halfway through the war because they had another enemy. But who is this enemy? What could be such a strong threat? What is such a threat that it focuses all of White Diamond's attention, destroying the Earth and using a geo-weapon, and using up all of Homeworld's resources? Well, I believe it's Sneeple. No, seriously, it's Sneeple. Ronaldo predicted this way back in Keep Beat City Weird in Season 1. However, that was his very first big conspiracy theory, which initially ended up being wrong, because he thought it was the gems and Steven, or Stephen in disguise. However, his following theories end up being right. He knew about the Diamond Authority, the cluster, hollowing out the Earth with the colony, corruption, and more recently, the zoo. So why would his very first theory about Sneeple be incorrect? Well, it isn't. Homeworld is fighting Sneeple, but why? Well, the gems were created from something. The diamonds were created from something. And Steven Universe loves his parallels. Rose rebelled against Pink Diamond and Homeworld, her creators. So I believe the diamonds creators, all of the gems, were created by Sneeple, and now they're fighting a war against them. Now, was Ronaldo right in terms of them mind controlling people through elections and them being disguised within the Earth? I don't know. He's definitely not 100% with his theories all the time, and he doesn't really know more than he seems. He just does lucky guesses. I get into Gravity Falls and Stan constantly referencing the apocalypse. He didn't know where Armageddon was coming. It was just the writers trying to be clever, which they succeeded. So let me put this into perspective. Sneeple is their own alien race, and I doubt their actual name is Sneeple. We'll probably get a proper name for them if this ends up being valid. While I'm not entirely sure on this part, they could be the people who created the gems. They created the diamonds. They served the Sneeple. White was likely first, then blue and yellow, and then Pink Diamond was the last one to be created. And I imagine other gems followed suit. However, just like how Rose rebelled against Pink Diamond in Homeworld, seeing worth in the planet and all living life, the diamonds saw worth in their own beings, that they are more than just servants, that they themselves deserved better. So they liberated themselves and any existing gem kind at the time, and probably somewhat succeeded, at least long enough to get their own planet, which became Homeworld. Whether this was a different planet that they colonized into their own, the original planet of the Sneeple, I'm not even sure. This is all going off very vague details that the show has gave us, making something out of context clues. To even further the parallel between Rose and Homeworld, I wouldn't even be surprised when the diamonds shattered one of the leaders of the Sneeple. Not shattered, but killed. And now that they're liberated, the diamonds being the biggest and the ones to eliminate the gems took over. They became their own self-claimed leaders and the rest followed. However, it's probably not easy managing an entire race of species. And there's probably some issues with overpopulation, which caused the diamonds to create the conformity standards we have now. Why they're so strict? Why there are different courts? Because they fought hard for their freedom, but now they're going to maintain it. They can't risk anything screwing up by having no order, no rules. All the roles a gem has, their purpose, is for their own good, because the diamonds risked everything for them to get to where they are now. And to deal with overpopulation and such, they started having their own colonies, their own, assumably galaxies. We see that the diamonds at least control their own part of the galaxy, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Again, the show does not make it very clear. And then you know the rest. Pink Diamond's first colony finally came about, the rose quartzes were created, and Rose started rebelling and shattered Pink Diamond, which brought out the Gem War. However, in the midst of the Gem War, Homeworld started getting bugged with other problems, the return of the Sneeple, and they're back in full force, not ready to lose this time. So Homeworld decided to retreat and focus their resources elsewhere, fighting the Sneeple. And it wouldn't surprise me if corruption at one point was not only used to punish the crystal gems and the traitors, but to be used to fight against Sneeple. However, those plans got replaced with a cluster. But it seems weird that Homeworld would turn the crystal gems, former crystal gems, their traitors and everything, into just these mindless creatures if they weren't planning to use them for something. They had to have some kind of intended use for the corruption. However, maybe they decided it would be too much of trouble to go and collect them all, and that the cluster would be way easier to manage. And some lost corrupted gems in the process of making the cluster is worth it. But since the diamonds seem like they're going to be hitting to Earth, maybe they will try to snatch up some corrupted gems too, because the diamonds being confronted on corruption is something that needs to be done. It just needs to. However, I do believe when we finally get revealed to White Diamond, and the real Homeworld as a whole, and hopefully the actual name of Homeworld, because I really hope Homeworld's not the actual name, that's just kind of lame and uninspired. When we finally get confrontation between Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond between the Crystal Gems, we find out that they are fighting another war with Sneeple because it's all there. Yellow Diamond wants Blue Diamond to focus on the war of the Sneeple and move on from Pink Diamond. All the pieces are in place, and I can see Steven, being the kind-hearted person he is, trying to unite the Diamonds and the Crystal Gems together to fight the Sneeple, and for Gemkind to be reunited once more. And after witnessing Blue Diamond's lament, Steven might be more understanding than ever. He might be more inspired to ever to make peace. But these are just my thoughts, and I hope I explained them very well. So please comment down below. Who do you think Homeworld's true enemy is? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, it really helps us out. Follow us on social media, links to everything in the description down below. Ostrich Vox, signing out.